Hello, everyone, and welcome. I have a very special guest with me today. Meet Dale. She's a proud mom of five wonderful children and a grandma to four adorable grandchildren. She's been a Diamond Band member with Amare Global for the past 6 years, which is a mental wellness company. And sharing this information and being a part of the mental wellness movement has become a part of Dale's life work. So we know that it's this product that that is so dear to you has helped with people with anxiety and depression. You've seen that firsthand with your daughter.
Mhm.
Can you speak a little bit about a client that you worked with that had ADHD or had a child with ADHD? Just tell us about the experience and if you saw any transformations.
Yes, so this is amazing because I personally have not, like, none of my kids had that issue. But
Mm-hmm.
when I met the moms out in California and their
Mm-hmm.
kids did, it was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow. But then I started, building my organization, and I actually have several moms that have kids with that issue. And myself including, I'm helping those moms as well, connecting with them. So I recently had a mom who's actually her child has many issues.
Mm-hmm.
He is on the spectrum as well as
Mm-hmm.
having, multiple sensory issues. So we recently introduced a new protocol for kids called Kids Happy Juice. And
Ooh, happy
she
juice.
got, and I did an interview with her on my Facebook page recently. And she shared that she put her child on it. She didn't say anything to the teachers because she didn't want them to think anything. And
Mm-hmm.
within, I think it was about a week or so, the teacher contacted her and said, your kid had a great day. He was like emotionally regulated. He was moving from one thing to another easily, which normally
Wow.
is very difficult for that child. He's sitting in his chair. He's paying attention. He's being super cooperative. Like, I don't know what's going on, but this kid is like done a 180. So
Wow.
I know it was crazy. So she was so excited. But we have so many. I mean, I have
Yes.
this little boy was getting C's and D's at school. And
Wow.
getting on the protocol, his mom was like, he's getting A's and B's. Like he's sitting in his chair, like he's able to focus. And we were like, oh my gosh, hallelujah. And then
That's
there's actually been kids where they no longer needed the IEP, which is like pretty crazy.
wow.
I mean, we literally have hundreds, if not thousands, of testimonials in this group. We have 54,000 people in our group right now that share their testimonials in there. So I'm happy to like invite anyone in to come and look and look at the
Yes.
stories. I mean, the science is fascinating, but when you
Hmm.
see the stories, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the moms experience the same thing.
Yeah.
They're getting these reports from the school, like he won't sit in his chair, he's being really disruptive, he
Hmm.
just can't focus. And then you read those stories and you're like, yeah, that was my kid.
Yeah.
And then they share the stories and it's like, I had a mom the other day who I had shared some stories with her and I said, do you want to see the PDF, the ingredients? She's like, nope, just send me the stuff.
Wow.
And she
She's
had
ready. She was
seen,
ready to go.
yeah, she's like, I got nothing to lose because we do have a 90-day money back guarantee. So it's like, you have nothing to lose,
Right.
and it's incredible because it helps kids too with like regular like gut issues like constipation, things of that nature. Because what we know is kids, especially really young ones, they can't necessarily articulate how they're feeling, but they'll often
Right.
say like my tummy hurts, or their
Hmm.
behavior is like they're off bouncing off the walls. You know what I mean? It's like,
Absolutely.
so it's like I just love like what this can do for kids to just balance the
Yes.
and calm the nervous system. And there's like
Yes.
specific herbs that do that and strains of probiotics and prebiotics and phytobiotics. And that's the thing that people don't necessarily understand. Like they know their kid needs a probiotic. Like a lot of people, I
Right.
think that's pretty mainstream at this point,
Hmm. Right.
but they don't know that there's different probiotic strains for different things. So
Right.
there's three strains that we use that have been clinically studied for stress resilience, for calm, for focus, for, you know what I mean? Like for immune
Right.
system. So it's
Right.
really important that you have the right strain and that you have the right prebiotic to help that strain proliferate.
This is fascinating, Dale. I am a former third grade teacher and school counselor, so I have seen what ADHD and
Mhm.
autism and all the different educational disabilities, what they, I have had the privilege to give those supports to the kids and also create the supports as a counselor. And I just think it's fascinating that you said that some of these kids have been able to do away with their IEPs. I mean, that is, and if you're listening and you don't know what an IEP is, and it's an individualized educational plan. And it's designed for kids who have learning disabilities. And so it sounds, Dale, like this type of product that you're talking about, the happy juice or what have you, it works pretty much immediately. Like people have seen results, like their kids have been literally drinking this happy juice and then getting calls that same day from the teacher saying, like, how that they've been performing in school, their behavior's been great. I think this is amazing because all the things you touched on with ADHD, it's all about a deficit in the executive functions. So, like you touched on, impulse control,
Mhm.
emotional regulation, decision making, logic. I mean, this is just fascinating to me.
I don't want people to think it's a quick fix. Okay.
Okay.
Really is very individual on how long it takes for the child
Okay.
to respond to it. So it really depends on how how clean that child's diet has been,
Yes.
if they're getting enough sleep, if they're hydrated. You know what I mean? There's so
Mm,
many other factors involved. The first mom that I did the interview with on my page there, I think she didn't see any results for about a week.
okay. A week.
Yeah,
Wow.
but some kids take longer, especially if the child is a little bit older.
Okay.
And they're like I said, if the diet is really not good, they're getting a lot of like artificial colors and flavors and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Their body's a lot more toxic, so it can take longer.
Mm-hmm.
So it really, really depends. But like I said, we have that 90-day money back guarantee, and I would give it at least like 60 days at least.
60 days to
But I
see.
mean, but it really gets better and better because this is the interesting part.
Mm-hmm.
When you give the body all these strains of probiotics, prebiotics, phytobiotics, you're basically building an internal pharmacy. So
Mm-hmm.
when the child is stressed and needs like more GABA, for example, to be relaxed, that neurotransmitter,
Mm-hmm.
all the bacteria in the gut is there that will provide that GABA, gives them like stress resilience. So it gives, if that makes sense. Like, so the
Yeah.
bacteria is basically laying and building in the gut and living in the
Mm-hmm.
gut. And then when
Yeah.
the kid gets stressed, it releases that neurotransmitter to the brain. So that's kind of how it works. And I love that image of the internal pharmacy because that's
Yes.
truly what it is. I mean, it's so, so interesting. It really, really is. And then I just have to say this as a little side note.
Yeah.
When you're giving your child a lot of sugar, that is breeding bad bacteria in the body.
Okay.
So again, this putting in the good bacteria is going to push that stuff away. But you want to, again, as you mentioned, like how long does it take for a
Mm-hmm.
child to feel it? So if this kid
Mm-hmm.
has been living on sugar,
Yeah.
there could even be some detoxing going on, like
Right.
when you introduce the good bacteria. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just fascinating. But the only way to really know is to give it to your child.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way to know.
No, that makes so much sense that some kids obviously have, we all have different diets. So sometimes it's
Yes.
a full on like detox.
And
So,
different stressors. The
mm-hmm.
kids are under so much stress.
I
And when they're
know.
under a lot of stress, their cortisol levels are really high and they
Mm-hmm.
could be even stuck in fight or flight, which we see a
Oh,
lot.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I've been
that
there
nervous
myself.
system, yeah, that nervous system is stuck, literally stuck in fight or
Mm-hmm.
flight. Also, when you bring in like the serotonin and dopamine, that
Mm-hmm.
is going to help to reduce those cortisol levels, the serotonin especially.
Tell
That
everyone who's listening, if you're not familiar, cortisol is a stress hormone. Cortisol levels can really be off the charts if, kids aren't
yes,
properly regulated and they don't have a clean diet. And it sounds like this.
and sleep.
And
Sleep is
sleep.
huge.
Yes, sleep
We
is
also have a sleep gummy that I take
mm,
every night. It's delicious, but it really does help. It's not melatonin because melatonin we don't want to do that. But what it
right.
is doing is giving you calming herbs, but then
Mhm.
also creating more serotonin, which then at night will convert to melatonin.
Oh, wow.
The kids gummies are another like huge hit.
Oh, I'm sure. What kid doesn't wanna take a gummy and
I
then
know, it's
that's
so good, and there's no sugar in it either. I don't know how it tastes so good, but it really does. Like, I
that's
could probably eat, like, the whole jar, which is not a good
that's
thing.
awesome. This is just fascinating, Dale. So, for all the parents or anyone out here who's listening, how can they find you? I know we're gonna post the links, but is there
Yeah,
any
I would love for people to drop into my Messenger,
okay,
and I'd be happy to, like, send you an invite into our community. That I
wonderful.
think is the best way, but if somebody doesn't wanna look in the group, we could certainly set up a time to chat in Messenger, or Zoom or whatever works. I just wanna support families because it's so important to have strong family relationships and have a strong family unit, and we cannot deny that our physical bodies have something to do with that, because they do.
100%.
They
Yep,
do.
they 100% do.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Dale. I really, really appreciate you being here. And hopefully, we'll be able to connect again and I'll have you on again because this was literally one of the greatest conversations I've had. I'm so excited to even look into this myself. So, thank you
Wow.
so much, Dale.
Well, thank you very much. I so appreciate the opportunity.
You can drop in the comments if you have any questions for Dale. And
Absolutely.
all right, bye now, everyone. Have a beautiful day.